Cops Coliseum in Hamilton. Sweden against the United States. Game 2 for both teams in the 1987 Labatt Canada Cup. The lineups tonight brought to you by Dodge Trucks. And here is the lineup for Team Sweden facing John Van Beesbrook.
Number 12, Mikael Anderson, is out of the lineup tonight. They've inserted instead number 21, Lars Gunnar Pettersson. He's a sniper. You might not see him out there for 59 minutes, and then he might burn you in the last minute.
24-year-old John Van Beesbrook of the New York Rangers. 3 years with the Sioux Greyhounds, drafted by the Rangers in the 5th round of the 1981 draft. Won the Vezina Trophy in New York in 1986. Didn't have quite as good a year last year. But then again, the Rangers didn't do quite as well last year as they did in '84. And down at the other end of the ice, Peter Lindmark in the Swedish nets. And he'll face a very strong defensive lineup of the United States. And a couple of changes there, Gary, as well.
Well, defensively, they are good. But they're going to need some offense from Joe Mullen, number 7, and number 16, Pat LaFontaine. Those guys can both put the puck in the net. They have shown it in the National Hockey League. They're going to have to show it out here tonight for Bob Johnson for this USA team.
And there is Peter Lindmark, 31-year-old star of the elite division of the Swedish Ice Hockey Federation. 109 international games coming into this tournament. He has really blossomed in the last 3 years. 2.97 goals against average in first division play last year. And as you can see, a 3.26 goals against average in 11 games in the Canada Cup Series. So ready to go with Vladimir Schubert of Czechoslovakia in charge of the proceedings here at the Cops Coliseum, and play is underway. The Swedes take control in the early going, and Magnus Rupe clears the puck in behind Van Beesbrook. Hatcher, Kevin Hatcher from the Washington Capitals, along with Washington teammate Rod Langway on the blue line, and the Swedes show some physical play right off the bat. Gustafsson knocking his man in along the boards, and there'll be a penalty right away. Boarding is the call. Ed Olczyk is the man who's down on the ice.
Well, Olczyk is usually the guy giving out those hits. Instead, he's on the receiving end. Bent Gustafsson, who really has some capabilities of throwing some great checks out there, just landed one. However, it's an illegal one, landing him into the penalty box. There you can see now, I don't know. I think Gustafsson just put that shoulder into Olczyk.
Olczyk is being attended to by the United States training staff. This all happened at the 15-second mark of the opening period. Gustafsson is in the penalty box. And this is the Labatt Canada Cup.
No matter where you come from, or who you are, join the team against drugs. This is Jean Béliveau supporting the Royal Canadian Mounted Police in bringing you this very important public service message.
Ed Olczyk of the United States team run in heavily along the boards by Benny Gustafsson. And Gustafsson is in the penalty box for boarding. All of that at the 15-second mark of the opening period. Olczyk, though, appears to be okay. He's sitting on the bench, and he'll be back in the fray momentarily. And meanwhile, the United States with the first power play opportunity of the hockey game. Phil Housley of the Buffalo Sabres tries to set it up for Otto, who has to retreat into his own zone. United States power play gets started now with Housley clearing it into the Swedish zone. Otto moves up, can't keep it in, and the puck comes back out into the neutral ice area. Suter to Housley. They're on the point for this power play by the United States. Joey Mullen takes the pass now from Suter. Mullen sets it up. Housley, first shot blocked by the defense. Eldebrink goes towards the corner. Otto has it there. Joel Otto behind the net. He's checked. Now Suter moves up and keeps it in the zone. Mullen lets it go behind the net to Otto. Mullen back out to Suter. 3 Calgary Flames on the play right now. Carpenter has got the puck at the slot. Takes the shot. Lindmark, easy save, and Anders Eldebrink flips it out and down the ice. 50 seconds left in the penalty to Ben Gustafsson. Swedes make full changes. Here's a pass up to the blue line to Joey Mullen. He tries the long shot, kicked out easily by Lindmark. Mullen slaps it in behind the net. Heavy traffic in front of the net now as the Americans circle around looking to get an opportunity to get a shot away here. Wayne Presley clears it over to Housley. He missed the net. Suter goes to the point, keeps it in. And now the Swedes control it. Naslund breaking up through the center ice area. Can't get the puck to him. And Suter blocked that shot, and Housley goes looking for the loose puck. 10 seconds left in the power play. The U.S. team across the line behind the net. LaFontaine couldn't get to it. Telvin cleared it around on the board. And the penalty is over. The Swedes are back to full strength. The puck is kept in at the line. Chelios missed the net by quite a margin. LaFontaine to the point. And now 3 Swedes, 4 Swedes break out into the center ice area. Gustafsson missed the check. Somehow the American got just a piece of him there, and he went down, and the Swedes still buzzing around. It's back to the line to Anderson. There's the shot. That's blocked by the defense. It comes back out to Telvin, and he just missed from well out. Anderson moves up, and instead the Americans slap it out into the neutral zone. Presley and Anderson heavy pushing and shoving along the boards. And we get a whistle. We'll sort it out when we come back. This is the Labatt Canada Cup.
I'm gonna put this dream in motion. Never let nothing stand in my way. When the going gets tough, the tough get going.
Tough in every size. Dodge, backed by the 7-115 warranty. That's the Dodge family of Ram Tough trucks.
When the going gets tough, the tough get going. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. Tough.
Mike Ramsey, who is extremely good defensively, breaks up this Swedish play, and that is Team USA's real strength. They are very sound defensively, and when you take a look at a Mike Ramsey and a Rod Langway out there on the ice, you feel pretty good as a coach behind Team USA bench would about his defensive cores.
Bob Brooke moves up to keep the play in the Swedish zone. Now the Swedes get control of it. It comes out across the line. Hatcher just threw it back in, and we get an offside.
Peter, on that power play by Team USA, and we'll have to watch for that through the course of the game, they were setting a man way up. Joey Mullen was the man. They were setting him way up in that blue line. Rod Langway, one of the great defensive defensemen in the National Hockey League, a 2-time Norris Trophy winner. This man is captain of the team. That's no surprise whatsoever. He is the solid backbone of this team when it comes to the leadership on and off the ice. He'll log a lot of ice time.
Hatcher to Langway. Clears it into the Swedish zone. Eldebrink flips it right back out towards the line. Nielsen sets it up, and Thomas Rundqvist breaks into the center ice area. Nielsen's across the line, but there's an offside as Peter Sundstrom went in a little bit too soon. And there is Badger Bob.
One of the great men in today's game, believe me. I have had an opportunity to spend a lot of time talking hockey with Bob Johnson over the years, and what an excellent move A-House has made by inserting this man as their new captain, the head of all operations in hockey in the United States. He'll do a tremendous job.
He's being assisted by Ted Sater, the head coach of the Buffalo Sabres. For Team USA, no score in the hockey game. 3.5 minutes gone in the opening period. Langway starts the Americans out once again. Lindmark will play this easily. Albalin takes a hit along the boards, clears it around. Otto intercepts, keeps it in the zone. Eldebrink tries to make the check. Olczyk in front. There's the score! Carpenter.
Well, if you remember Saturday night's game, you can also remember the Swedes were a little sloppy defensively early in the game. The Soviets scored a goal. Likewise right here as Carpenter puts that puck in from a pass from Olczyk. But look at the coverage on Carpenter. Not much of it at all. Defense, everyone were turning, looking the opposite direction. You could see number 8, Thomas Janssen, coming in a little late, but it wasn't Janssen's fault. Instead, it was his defense partner there, Albin, who was a little guilty.
Sodergren starts the Swedes back now out into the center ice area. Janssen across the line, and we get a whistle on the offside. 16:07 to play in period 1. This is the Labatt Canada Cup.
Good things come in small packages, and Sunday, September 6th, you won't want to miss an exciting type of auto racing. Racing on tight ovals is all these little Volks and Chevy-powered midgets can do to stay on the track. TSN continues its coverage of the Midget Racing Series with a USAC-sanctioned race from Hinsdale, Indiana. Catch the excitement Sunday, September 6th, starting at 3:30 Eastern. It's right here on TSN.
Bobby Carpenter from Ed Olczyk and Joel Otto at 3:38 of period 1 has given the United States a 1-0 lead over Sweden. And the faceoff is just outside the United States blue line.
We haven't seen a great deal of Swedish offense yet. There's the goal scorer, Bob Carpenter. He had a rough year last year, traded from the Washington Capitals to the New York Rangers, then to the Los Angeles Kings. I think you can see next year Bob Carpenter all of a sudden get things put back together again.
53 goals in the NHL 2 years ago, the first American-born player ever to score that many. His problem and his challenge may be to live up to that press clipping. Gustafsson now, nice move out of his own zone, breaks into the center ice area. Shoots it in behind the net. Van Beesbrook leaves it for Ramsey, and the United States moves smartly out of its own zone. Brooke gets it up to Mullen. Mullen loses his balance on a good check by Lars Carlson, who got the winning goal against the Soviets on Saturday in Calgary. Now it's Sodergren across the line, working towards the corner against Aaron Broughton in front of the net, and a good play there as Joey Mullen was in position to intercept it and clear it out of the zone. Eriksson shoots it right back in again. Ramsey up to Broughton, out into the center ice area. Phil Housley picks it up, shoots it in, and then goes to the bench as the U.S. makes a full-scale change. Gustafsson gets it out across the line. The Swedish player just missed the body check, and now we get a tripping call coming up against Wayne Presley.
Well, Presley was playing the puck and then all of a sudden ended up playing the body, but with his stick he gets a tripping call, one that will not please Coach Bob Johnson. And Wayne Presley, shaking his head in the penalty box, realized that he really made a bad error there. You do not want to give this Swedish team any opportunity on their power play.
Presley for tripping at 5 minutes even, and so the Swedish team will get its first power play opportunity of the evening. Swedes got 1 goal on the power play against the Soviet Union Saturday evening in Calgary. Eldebrink sets up behind his own net. Albelin's out there on the blue line with him. Up front, it's Naslund, Gustafsson, and Kent Nielsen. So a good 5 grouping here for Team Sweden. Eldebrink fanned on the shot. Gustafsson takes charge now. Eldebrink over to Naslund. Eldebrink tees it up, tries to set it up so that Nielsen can deflect it, and instead it comes back out to the point to Albert.
The USA team playing a good disciplined box there. They're just trying to keep the Swedish players from being able to intersect that slot area. They've got to keep them out of the slot.
Good defensive work by the United States as the Americans clear it down the ice and put fresh troops out there. Hatcher and Ramsey on the blue line. And now the Americans clear it back into the zone as Carpenter's out there now in a penalty killing role for the United States, along with Joel Otto. Gustafsson breaks through center. Big hole in the American defense there momentarily. Into the corner, Naslund is checked, and Otto gets it and shoots it down the ice. 50 seconds left in the penalty to Wayne Presley. Another quick change by the American side. Anders Carlson having trouble with it. Now it's shot in across the line. Broughton has it there. Dumps it off the boards toward the corner. Mark Johnson just let it go. And the Swedes start out of their own zone. Sodergren leaves it there. Lundqvist, rather, is stopped at the line. Chelios clears it towards the line. It comes over to Aaron Broughton, and he shoots it down the ice, and there's 10 seconds left in the penalty to Presley. Janssen to Carlson. And the United States will kill this penalty effectively. The Swedes not even getting one good shot on the net. Presley is back out of the penalty box. Nielsen sidesteps a check, sets it up in the neutral ice area, makes one deke. He's waiting for some people to go with him and try and make a play, and now finally they get it up through the center ice area. Swedes are having some problem getting anything going here, Gary.
Well, once again, give the USA team credit because they are good and sound defensively.
Here are the Americans coming in again. This time, however, Miller falls and the Swedes start back. Long pass on the left side for Sundstrom. Big shot. Missed the net by 2 feet, and the puck comes back out and down the ice, and Thomas Janssen has it. 12:10 to go in the first period. 1-0 for the United States on a goal by Bobby Carpenter. Sundstrom. Over to Michael Talvin. Anderson's now out there on the blue line with Talvin. Rundqvist. Talvin over to Anderson. Good forechecking by the American team. Eklund can't get in across the line. Anderson has to come back into his own zone. Albalin now dumps it towards Van Beesbrook, who promptly shoots it right back out again, and we get an offside at the line. 11:40 to go in the first period. This is the Labatt Canada Cup.
Running has changed dramatically over the last 10 years, mainly because of what you put on your feet. Now, what science and technology have done for the running shoe, Mega does for the hockey skate. Mega, the first skate bioengineered to work with the foot, providing greater flexibility and faster power transfer. Mega, proven and preferred by hockey superstar Raymond Bourque. Catch up with hockey's breakaway innovation, Mega, at your nearest Micron Mega dealer.
11:40 to go in the first period from the Copps Coliseum in Hamilton. Game 2 for both the United States and Team Sweden in the 1987 Canada Cup.
Team USA attacking very aggressively in the neutral ice area. Not so much offensively in the Swedish zone, but in the neutral ice area, trying to stop the Swedes from carrying that puck into the USA end zone.
Tommy Eklund keeps the puck in briefly at the line, then Carpenter shoves it out. Now it's Suter. Over to Chelios, to Olczyk, who's back in the play after taking a big wrap into the boards from Gustafsson early in the first period. Olczyk tried to center it. Otto couldn't get to it. Albalin now for Sweden. Across the line, Tommy Eklund's shot steered into the corner by Van Beesbrook. Pettersson kept it in. Lars Pettersson did not play against the Soviets on Saturday in the lineup in this game. Sweden keeps it in. There's a big save by Van Beesbrook. Chelios clears it. Suter comes back to help out. 3 Swedish players lying in the area of the United States net, and we have some stick work behind the play. And down at the other end, meanwhile, the Americans had a 3-on-2 and messed it up on an offside.
Well, I don't know what happened to Team USA's defensive understanding in their own end zone, but it sure went out the window. Take a look. All that you had back there was number 24, Chris Chelios. Where's everybody else? Oh, they come, but way too late. 3 Swedish players right in front of John Van Beesbrook. Van Beesbrook must have wondered, where did my teammates go here?
Tommy Sandlin, the coach of the Swedish team, looking on. His team trailing by a goal with 10:46 to play in the first period. And the face-off will be outside the Swedish blue line as you look at Chris Nyland of the Montreal Canadiens.
Let him out in the ice, Bob Johnson, and you may see some fireworks here. I know that every player on the Swedish team knows Chris Nyland very well.
Lars Carlson back behind his own net. Janssen throws it up through the center ice area. Housley stopped it there. Mullen sets it up. And now the Americans cross the line once again with the good shot coming from Mark Johnson. Mullen keeps it in. Rupe trying to get a whistle along the boards, it would appear. The Americans dig it free. It comes back out to Housley at the line. And Broughton has to come back out to center. Aaron Broughton shoots it in. Carlson around on the boards. Funny bounce. It comes into the slot area, but nobody can really get a good shot at it. And finally, Gustafsson strange kind of play in his own zone, right in front of his own net, but he keeps control, gets it out to Janssen. Naslund can't handle it. Then he gets it by LaFontaine, takes a hit, but stays on his skates, and Langway now takes over for the Americans. Not many shots so far. There have only been half a dozen in the first period, and we have 9 minutes and 40 seconds to go here. As the Swedes get it to the line, but not out. Hatcher shoots it right back into the corner. LaFontaine can't get free. Kelly Miller moves up, working against Janssen. Quarters are close along the boards, and finally Janssen kicks it loose to Naslund. Up to Gustafsson. Nielsen on the left side. Finally gets the pass across ice, looking for Sundstrom, who just came off the bench. And the Americans break it up and shoot it out to center. Peter Anderson to Sundstrom. Back into his own zone to Michael Talbot. Anderson now in the center ice area, shoots it into the U.S. zone. Van Beesbrook cleared it back to the line, not out. Talbot tees it up. His shot goes into the corner. Nielsen has it there to Sundstrom. Run in on the boards by Bob Brooke, but the Swedes keep control, and then they have to come back out to center ice, where Anderson is under pressure from Wayne Presley. Anderson to Michael Talbot. Sundstrom now shoots it back in behind his own net. Delayed penalty coming up to the United States. Lindmark is on the bench. And finally, the Swedes shoot it out and down the ice, and Van Beesbrook touches it, and we get a penalty. 8:22 to go in the first period. This is the Labatt Canada Cup.
Tuesday on the Sports Network. Live at 12 and 7:30, Grand Slam tennis action from the U.S. Open in Flushing Meadow, New York. Then at 4, the Masters of Disaster meet, the greatest in man action, AWA Wrestling. 10:30, live from the legendary Candlestick Park, the Expos meet the Giants. And that's all on TSN, where every day this week you can enjoy great tennis action from the U.S. Open in Flushing Meadow, New York.
Wayne Presley back in the penalty box again. 2 minutes for slashing is the call. That's not exactly the place where Bob Johnson wants him, and especially with an undisciplined slash like that. You don't need that type of act in international hockey. You can get burned easily. You've got to maintain your discipline when you're playing in Canada Cup.
So Sweden on the power play for the second time in the period. Carlson's shot does not get through. Sodergren kept it in at the line. Carlson tries again to Sodergren into the corner. Good physical work in there by the American defenders. It comes around on the boards and kept in at the line. Carlson. Sodergren. Sodergren gets free briefly. Gets the puck once again. Loses it. It comes back in behind the net to Bergquist. Carlson. Over to Sodergren. Back out to the line. Carlson, big shot. And they try for the deflection, and Anders Carlson just missed. Good play there to keep the puck in at the line, and now they get a whistle.
Big Joel Otto thought that he might do a little bit of intimidation there as he rubbed his glove in one of the Swedish players' face. Otto escapes it unharmed as far as penalties go. Otto, with his size, certainly can be a great attribute to this team. He's 6'4", 220 pounds. He has got tremendous reach, especially out in front of that net area. But when he is coming back checking as well, he can lay that stick on you. And believe me, with his size and strength, you'll feel that stick.
A late bloomer, perhaps, signed as a free agent by Cliff Fletcher and the Calgary Flames in September of 1984. And he has become a very valuable member of the Calgary Hockey Club. And right now he's on the bench for the brief rest, as there's 1 minute and 17 seconds left in the penalty to Wayne Presley. This program is protected by copyright, and any use of this telecast without permission is prohibited.
Ron Finn's over there trying to establish some discipline on face-offs. Kevin Hatcher wasn't sure he wanted to oblige.
Back to the line now. Here's Peter Anderson with the good shot. And the Swedish player knocked down in front of the net. That was Eriksson. And he actually stopped that shot before it got through to Van Beesbrook. Lindmark clears it around on the boards. And Anderson, big rangy defenseman for Team Sweden, works his way to center. has to come back out and wait for teammates to get back on side.
You watch Peter Anderson tonight, number 19. I can't believe this guy can't play in the National Hockey League. He really was unsuccessful in his attempt with the Washington Capitals.
The first souvenir of the night goes up into the end seats behind John Van Beesbrook.
Anderson at 6'3", 209 pounds. No, he's only 25 years of age. He, along with Michael Telvin, number 27, his defense partner, have been the best defense pairings this Swedish national team have had.
Here is Eriksson in front of the net as he takes a pounding there from Hatcher, I believe it was.
Van Beesbrook had a tough time seeing that puck. However, he was fortunate. He didn't have to end up making the save.
Under 7 minutes to play in the first period. It is the United States 1, Sweden 0. The goal by Bobby Carpenter of the Los Angeles Kings. And now the Swedes break in with Nielsen taking the shot and missing the far post by perhaps 6 inches. Naslund missed a body check, stays on his skates. Nice piece of work by Mats Naslund, working against his old Canadian teammate Chris Chelios. Back out to the line to Eldebrink. Naslund. Cross-ice pass. Here's the big shot, and that just missed. That off the stick of Lars Carlson. Naslund keeps it in the corner. Nielsen moves up to help. Back out to the line. Here's a chance now for Eldebrink. Presley is back on the ice. Presley breaks down into the center ice area. It's a 2-on-1, and they get the call by the Soviet linesman Galinovsky for an offside. This is the Labatt Canada Cup.
In the search for materials of lasting value, materials that stand up to the test of time, you must know the sign to look for. Only Womanized pressure-treated lumber has the diamond label. It's your lifetime guarantee against termites, rot, and decay. So find the diamond. It's worth looking for.
We're delighted you could join us at the Cops Coliseum in Hamilton. I'm Peter Watts with Gary Green and Jim Van Horn, and we're bringing you the 1987 Labatt Canada Cup. Sweden in the gold and blue against the red, white, and blue-clad United States team. The Americans with a 1-0 lead. Miller works towards the corner, but the Swedes get there first and clear it out into the center ice area. Phil Housley shoots it off the boards, back into the Swedish zone. Sundstrom has it there, took a hit, got the puck up along the boards though. Rundqvist, nice drop pass. Here's the trailer, Anderson shoots, and he missed the net. Telvin keeps it in at the line. Swedes with some good chances, but a little bit erratic, especially from well out, and they've messed up some good scoring plays. No better example than that last one by Anderson, who now moves up and makes a big hit there on Wayne Presley. Telvin played it up into the zone, then went back to get it in his own end of the rink. Lindmark clears it off the boards and out to center. Sundstrom takes a hit and play a little bit scrambly right now, and we get an offside as Presley was a little slow to get out of the Swedish zone. There you can just barely make out the visage of Mr. Lou Nanne, general manager of the Minnesota North Stars, general manager of Team USA. And he will be talking to Jim Van Horn in the second intermission of this hockey game. 5:20 to play in the first period. 1-0 for the United States. Each team with a victory so far in the tournament. The Americans beat Finland Friday in Hartford. The Swedes upset the Soviets Saturday in Calgary. Albalin makes a nice play to get it in across the line, and then Eldebrink can't get the shot, and the puck comes back out to center. Bergqvist. And Team Sweden really a little bit sloppy in its own zone.
Well, watch, Chris Nyland's out there. Now, he's like a bull in a china shop when he's out there forechecking. He'll hit anything in sight. Doesn't matter.
Sodergren works across the line. Sweden nearly got free, and now we'll get a penalty to Bob Brooke for tripping. Eldebrink was breaking for the net, and Bob Brooke held him down, and Vladimir Schubert had about as easy a call as he will get. There's the play right there.
Peter, not a very disciplined play once again by Team USA. Now, Brooke, all he needed to do was skate a little bit, could have caught up. When you look at Team USA's penalties, when you consider slashing and tripping, those are not things that are considered to be good penalties. Just a few moments before that, watch Rod Langway on Carlson. Now, I love Rod Langway as a hockey player, but that does not mean that Rod Langway is allowed to strangle anybody out there with his hockey stick. Carlson may have a few slivers in his throat after that maneuver.
15:23, the time of that penalty to Bob Brooke of the United States. So the Swedes now with their third power play opportunity of the first period. And we have a small break in the action here. While there's a slight delay, we'll take a break. This is the Labatt Canada Cup.
TSN continues major excitement from the major leagues through the month of September. 10 big Blue Jay games, 8 Expo contests, plus Saturday afternoons, it's the game of the week. Join Fergie Ulver and Buck Martinez on the road with the Jays or Jim Houston with Kenny Singleton for all the Expo games. On deck, the Expos visit San Francisco to battle the Giants live from Candlestick Park. It's Tuesday, starting at 10:30 p.m. Eastern on TSN.
There's a little problem with the glass and the boards along the east end of the arena. And it appears now that the officials have, well, you can see it clearly there. The doors aren't quite closed properly. And that could be potentially dangerous.
Well, you throw that puck around the boards smoothly, it hits that angle that is jutting out from those end boards. You may get a few crazy hops.
Face-off now to the left of John Van Beesbrook. 4:37 to go in the first period. Chelios having trouble with it. Finally gets control behind his own net and shoots it out and down the ice. Bob Brooke in the penalty box for tripping. And the Swedes on their third power play of the period. They have not been terribly effective with the man advantage. Let's see what they can do here. Not very much on that opportunity. Ramsey slaps it down to Lindmark. Lars Carlson, Megan Jonsson moving into the center ice area. Jonsson drops it back. Here's the shot, and that's blocked. And now the Americans with Carpenter killing the penalty, work it out to Joel Otto. Jonsson takes it away from him, shoots it back into the zone. Lars Pettersson works against Chelios, and I would say Chelios won that battle easily. Eklund now moves up. Carlson back out to the line. Here's Anders Carlson. Over to Jonsson. There's the shot. That stopped easily, and the Americans clear it out to center.
Well, no one said that Lars Gunnar Pettersson was tough, but he has got the capabilities of putting that puck in the net, and that's why he was obviously out there in that last shift. Didn't look too confident, though, standing in front of the net, where he may have gotten chopped down.
Peter Anderson sets it up. Here's Gustafsson in across the line. Magnus Rupe works against Langway. And Chelios on the right side now will try and get it out of the zone. Gustafsson moves up, makes the check, has control behind the net. Chelios after him there. Rupe controls. Dumps it back in behind. Langway takes his man out. There's a close-in chance in the crease, and Van Beesbrook had to be sharp. The Swedes keep it in briefly. Now the Americans get it out to center. Aaron Broughton was knocked down. And I think we're going to get a penalty there against the Swedes.
Well, I believe it's cross-checking has been the call, and it's to number 27, Telvin. Telvin with the Boston Bruins has been for the last couple of years.
(17:11) the time of the cross-checking penalty to Michael Telvin of Team Sweden. Still 13 seconds left in the U.S. penalty to Bob Brooke. And then the Americans will go on the power play. That time a couple of scoring opportunities for the Swedes, but they certainly aren't showing the crispness that they showed on offense in the first period against the Soviets on Saturday. Now it will be Anders Eldebrink for Team Sweden, working his way to center. Clears it towards Van Beesbrook. He leaves it for Phil Housley. Around on the boards, Brooke back on the ice and knocked it into his own players bench, and play is called once again with 2.5 minutes to play in the first period.
Now Bob Brooke from the Minnesota North Stars, 26 years of age. He's a big man as well, and the I should say the USA team are not short of some big men out there. Bob Brooke, 6'2", 205 pounds. He was in the New York Ranger uniform. They're utilizing him a little bit at defense, a little bit up front. is settled into a forward position.
Rundqvist taking the face-off. And the puck goes back to Chelios. Now it is Suter starting out of his own zone. Make that Mark Johnson. LaFontaine has it. Chelios has to knock it out of the zone. Johnson has it there. That's broken up by Albalin. And they get it across to Rundqvist. Chelios looking to make a play, gets it up on the right side now to Presley, out to center. LaFontaine, good move, 3-on-1 break. LaFontaine works his way towards the net, gets in too close now and has to go in behind. There is Johnson loose in the slot. It comes back to Chelios at the line. He keeps it into the corner. Good scoring opportunity there, but the United States just could not take advantage of a 3-on-1 break. LaFontaine works towards the corner. There's a chance right on by Presley, and Lindmark stood his ground, and Sundstrom clears it out to center. Chelios with a minute and a half to go in the first period. In across the line. The Swedes break out. Now here's a breakaway for the Swedes. Anders Karlsson right in. Anders Karlsson, what a save, Van Beesbrook. Brilliant goalkeeping by John Van Beesbrook. Playing along the boards. And the long pass off a Swedish stick now goes up into the stands. Brilliant play by John Van Beesbrook.
Well, with Team USA on a power play, that is not the type of defensive hockey Bob Johnson was looking for. Watch that maneuver here by Karlsson. He tried to go to his backhand, put it up and over Van Beesbrook, but was not successful. Van Beesbrook just did the splits, got that left toe over in time, and still had good posture there in the crease.
21 seconds left in the Swedish penalty to Michael Talvin. A minute 10 to go in the first period. It is still 1-0 for the United States on the Bobby Carpenter goal. Thanks in large part to John Van Beesbrook with a brilliant save there on Anders Karlsson. Now the Americans break in 3-on-2. The puck is shot around on the boards. Housley at the line cannot keep it in, and everybody has to come back out to center. Mullen took a hit but made the play. There's a chance that Otto just deflected it wide of the net. Now the Swedes control once again, and Team Sweden breaks out to center. Talvin back on the ice, sets it up in the slot area. Here's a chance for Eklund, and the Swedes cannot get a free shot, and now Housley comes back. Mullen with Housley. Backhand is pass in front, and nobody could get a shot at Lindmark. And here come the Swedes now with 20 seconds to play in the period. Talvin works his way in across the line. Flips it towards the net. Eklund tried to put a stick on it and deflected and couldn't. And here is Joey Mullen out into the center ice area. 10 seconds left in the period. The Swedes break it up again. Magnus Rupe across the line, sets it up in the slot. Mullen has it there, and that will do it for period number 1. It's the United States 1 and Sweden 0.
Well, John Van Beesbrook played as well as he could be expected under not great offense by the Swedish team. However, the Swedes started coming on stronger at the end, and once again Van Beesbrook with the best save of the period on Karlsson.
So it is the U.S. 1 and Sweden 0, and this is the Labatt Canada Cup.